So, William, you were inside this Blue Parrot when the shooting happened. Can you take us through what you heard and what you saw?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was actually with some friends over since it was actually the last night of the BPM festival here in Playa del Carmen. And I just landed yesterday from a long trip in Paris. And first thing we did was like, hey, let's go out. And we decided to go out to Blue Parrot. And then when we got there, it was a super good vibe, super good music. And just, randomly at like 2 a.m. or something like that, we just heard gunshot. I wasn't even sure if it was gunshot. I was still standing up when the fires were shots. And my friend just pulled me down. He was like, hey, it's real gunshot, like lay down. And when I laid down, that's where I realized that it was really some serious gunshots. People were going crazy. Some were crying, yelling, running all over the place. We jumped over a couple of fences. We just got back at the main entrance to look for our couple of friends that we couldn't find. And that's where we saw people that was actually hurt, bleeding, who got shot. Yeah.
And so can you just tell me, when you heard the shooting, did you see anybody shooting, and how many gunshots did you hear? Do you have any sense of that?
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I haven't seen the person who were firing the shots. When I laid down, I actually had the reflex of like pulling out my cell phone and I was recording on Snapchat. And Snapchat, the videos last 10 seconds. And this morning when I woke up, I was just looking at that video again. And within 10 seconds, we were talking about like maybe 8 to 10 gunshots. So that's kind of a lot within 10 seconds.
That is a lot. And so as you were leaving, you saw people that were hurt? Like, can you just describe what you saw?
Yeah, I saw a person who got shot. I wasn't sure if it was their arm or somewhere on their body. The other person that we tried giving help to, it was a young lady who got shot at I think on her leg. I don't remember where exactly. I think at the bottom of her back. I can't tell anymore. But we tried helping her, but the police was like, they were waving their guns and they were like, hey, run away, don't stay here. Let the ambulance come over. Yeah.
And so what was it like as people were trying to, so were they ducking for cover? Were people trying to get out of the club? Can you just describe all that?
Yeah, well, people were actually trying to run away. It was kind of crazy. People was running away all over the place. They were crying, they were yelling, like I said, because the shooting happened at the entrance of the nightclub, and we were located at the back, at the booth. So that's where we were standing, and behind us there was a fence that was separating the nightclub and the ocean water, because right behind us was like, the ocean. And people were all running towards that gate, toward the fence, and just jumping over it. And it was kind of crazy because, people were stepping on each other. I even got my hand stepped on. Someone knocked me with their knee behind my head because, everyone just wanted to run away. And once we got over the fence, that's where we just started running, for our lives. That's what we were thinking about. There was nothing else we could do.
How do you have a sense of how many people were at? Like, can you describe the nightclub? How many people were there?
Well, I got there at like 1 a.m., which is 1 a.m. It was kind of not empty, but it was kind of it was starting to get crowded. So I could tell around maybe 250 people, easy, 300, something like that.
And then what happened? So you managed to get away. Did you just keep running? And where did you go?
Well,
what did you do?
At the beginning, because we were a group of 6 people.
Yeah.
I ran away. We jumped over that fence. Only me and one friend, so we were 2, and we were missing 4 other friends. So we were just running around looking for them. And I don't have data here. We're not using our phone lines, so we're looking for Wi-Fi and stuff like that. At the end, while we were running around the block, we ended up, like I said, at the main entrance where the shooting began, and that's where we saw the victims, where they were people who got shot. And at the end, I managed somehow to get in contact with the rest of my friends, and we just met back at the apartment.
And it's good to hear that you and your friends are okay. So when you got back to the front of the entrance of that nightclub, can you describe, were there a lot of paramedics? Were there a lot of police around trying to deal with the situation?
Well, things happened so quick. When I ended up back at the entrance, police were there They were all waving their guns. You know, it was kind of like a movie scenario. It was kind of crazy. When we decided to just run away from that part of downtown to our car, police cars were coming over. Police SUVs, people with guns. They had like military guns and stuff like that. It was kind of crazy. Yeah, it's you know, it was like a movie scene. It's I've never experienced something like that. It was kind of crazy. Yeah.
And what about paramedics or ambulances? Did you see?
Yeah, there was an ambulance. I remember I remember real quick when we walked up the street. The ambulance were coming over. They were opening the doors. The paramedics were like running all over the place to go grab that lady. Yeah, I haven't seen much, but I mean, yeah, they were there. They were constantly. Everyone was coming over. Yeah.
So is this nightclub, because a lot of Canadians probably know Playa del Carmen because so many Canadians have been there before. Can you just describe where it was? Is it off that main strip, that main walking
Yeah,
strip?
It was actually in Playa del well, it's located in downtown Playa del Carmen. It's actually my first time here in Playa. Usually I go to Cancun, but it's actually located on the main strip. Lots of nightclubs around. The Blue Parrot's super popular. I had friends who are from Montreal also that was actually coming by over to come and join me. But when the gunshot happened, I just messaged them because I had Wi-Fi at the nightclub, and I told them, I'm like, hey, don't come. There's gunshots all over the place. Blue Parrot was actually one of the nightclub that was actually full. Last night. It was one of the most popular one, I guess, on the strip. Yeah. Because
there's this festival. Can you just tell me about this festival
and
what it is
and why you went? Yeah, BPM Festival. Basically, it's a electronic music festival for a week. I think. I don't know how long. I know that last night was the last night, but it's like DJs all over the world that comes and they mix all night, and it's just good vibes, good music. It's very sad that happened because I have friends that come every year to that festival, and it never happens something like this. And this year, people died. It's just sad.
So what have you been doing since this happened?
I got home at like around 6 a.m. last night. I got sleep. I got at least I think 3 hours of sleep. I woke up, did a couple of interviews, talked to my parents. My dad, first thing he told me was like, hey, come back home. That's what he said. He said, come back home. And now we're actually looking, I'm looking to leave earlier than I thought, but it's still something that I have to look into.
Why is that? Why do you want to leave earlier? Do you just feel unsafe or?
Well, it's usually I would never regret anywhere I would travel, but this time I'm kind of like, second doubting about the fact that I came to Mexico and, first night, my first night here, gunshots. Imagine that something would have happened, me or my friends or someone who would have got touched or someone that I know. It's just going to be too much. And,
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, keep going.
No, I just wanted to say that, like, today we all stayed at the apartment where we're not even going downtown. We're actually hesitating. We have to go grab some food and stuff like that, but the restaurants are all downtown. So honestly, it's hard. It's hard to manage right now.
So you don't know. So you haven't been out. So you don't really know whether people are out and about on the streets.
Yeah. That's one thing. I really don't know what's going on downtown right now. So, and I don't even want. Honestly, I don't even want to go to see what's going on because I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of. I'm worried though.
And so you just mentioned you're trying to get back to Canada. Where's home?
Montreal.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we wish you well and appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.